What screams the holidays? Then fudge. And when you say off fudge, I mean off fudge. So today on Sonya's Sweet and Spicy Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make a jalapeno infused fudge that is to die for. A few key ingredients, a super simple recipe, and a sweet tooth to go along with all of it. So let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sonya's Sweet and Spicy Kitchen. My name is Sonya Paz and I'm your spice master here today. Before we get started, don't forget, would love for you to subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get quick notifications of when I have a new video coming up. So, like I mentioned, we have a super awesome recipe today. Who doesn't have a sweet tooth out there? Well, I know I have one, and I love to bake and I love to cook and I love to put things together, especially if those recipes are super easy. Now I'm going to show you a recipe today that is a fudge recipe with a little hint of spice. Of course, I'm never going to tell you not to add a little bit more, but we're going to do a little basic recipe today with some very easy ingredients that if you don't have them in your pantry already, you might want to go out and get some before the holidays. So I'm going to show you really quickly what ingredients that we're going to be adding in here. And when I say that most of the hard work has been done because we're going to use things like condensed milk, which is super ooey and gooey and sweet, then that's the hard part. The rest of this is going to be super easy. So what we have going on today is I have 2 cups of milk chocolate. Now you can make your fudge with only milk chocolate, or you can make it with only dark chocolate, but I like the fusion of the two. As you know me, if you've watched my videos by now, you know that I'm all about fusion flavors and sort of mixing different things together. So what I've got is 2 cups of my milk chocolate. I have 2 cups of semi-sweet. Now you see that the milk chocolate are smaller. They're smaller, regular chocolate chip size. And the semi-sweet, or the bittersweet, which I am using today, is the Ghirardelli premium baking chips with the 60% cocoa. So I like that because, you know, fudge is going to be sweet, but you want to add it so that there's just a nice little mix and meld of the 2 kind of chocolates. And then we're going to have a little bit of salt. We're going to add some Sonya Sweet and Spicy juice. You can optionally chop up put about a tablespoon of chopped up Sonya Sweet and Spicy Candied Jalapeños in there. So by all means, you can certainly pump up the flavors with the Sonya Sweet and Spicy, and the possibilities are endless there. And then I have a bit of vanilla. We're not going to be adding those ingredients until after my chocolate chips and my sweetened condensed milk are all added into the pan. Now, before we go ahead and start melting everything on the stove, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to prep my my pan. You don't want to add your fudge into the pan directly because you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get it out, especially if you want to have uniform pieces of fudge once you start cutting it up. So what I'm going to do is just take some quick spray, and I'm going to take parchment paper. Now I've gone ahead and kind of just laid the parchment paper over my baking pan and just cut slits on the side so that when I place this in here, it kind of adds as like a little bond to get everything lined up. So just make sure you line your pan. You can use wax paper, you can use clear saran wrap, you could use foil. I don't like using foil because it can tear easy, and you don't want those little bits of foil stuck inside of your fudge. No bueno, not good at all. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything else on the stove, and meet me there, and we'll get melting and gooing up here. All right, so as you can see, I got my big pan. This has got a copper bottom to it. You can use a copper pot. Use a quality pot so that you don't end up with the pan or the pot getting too hot, and then you're going to have problems because you don't want to overheat this whatever you do. So we're going to just turn this up here. I'm going to turn just to a medium low. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my chocolate chips first. I'm going to add that like that. Add these like that. I'm going to grab my spatula here, put put this here so I have that. And just start getting things kind of going. Then I'm going to add, I don't want to get that too hot. I'm going to go ahead and add in the condensed milk, which, as you can see, is super, super thick and beautiful. This is I guess it's condensed milk is pretty much just what it is. It's condensed. There's a sweetness to it. So many amazing recipes that you can use with condensed milk. Using this in baking recipes and stuff like that adds so much to lots of different recipes. And all right, so as you can see, this is starting to just get nice and gooey. Turn this down just a smidge. I'm gonna get my other can. Got 2 cans going on, so it's a total of 28 ounces. This is, what is this, 2 cans at 14 ounces. So I'm gonna just get that out. Just wipe that off. Grab as much as I can from the inside of the jar. It's very sticky, so if you thought you were gonna get out of this without having to get too sticky, you're in for a big surprise. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just mix this together. I am not adding in my jalapeno juice or my salt or the vanilla yet. I want this just to mix up super nice. I want all of the chocolate chips to be melted. I use chocolate chips. You can actually get the cocoa or your the bars of chocolate. I like that the chips melt fairly quickly, so I'm just going to get this going here. And you kind of got to work a little quickly. It's gonna the thinner the smaller the chocolate chips, the quicker that it's going to melt. Now, as you can see, this is getting pretty close here. Because I'm using a copper bottom pot, it's going to still remain fairly warm, so I'm going to turn my heat off at this point because this is pretty well close to being set. I'm going to add the Sonya's sweet and spicy juice. And like I said, if you wanted to add up some of the jalapenos in there, you could. I'm going to add my vanilla just because I like to add vanilla on these type of recipes, and just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Salt kind of with chocolate ends up bringing out a really desired sweetness that just adds to it and just really cuts down on any bitterness. So I'm going to mix this up super well, super, super, super well. Get everything just completely combined. And literally, this has only taken less than 5 minutes just to get going. I'm not going to do any taste tests because I know it's going to be amazing. But as you can look at that, look at this beautiful chocolate and the color, so yummy. All right, we're going to take it right to the pan, and we're going to put that in there. All right, now because our pan is already lined up, you can go ahead and just start pouring this in there. I'm going to do this. Oh, it's going to be a little heavy. Just going to just start pouring everything right on in. Alrighty, so here we are. We are back and the fudge has set. Is that beautiful? And this should be fairly easy to get this out of the pan just by grabbing a hold of your parchment paper. Actually, I'll put this right here. Move it right onto my my cutting board, and if you see, you can just peel away the parchment paper, and it's just going to make it super easy to cut this up. Now, you could serve it just like this. No, I'm kidding. You can actually move this out of the way. You can. What I like to do is I'll cut off the edges just like this, and of course we don't throw those away because we're going to eat those later. But I'm going to just set those aside because those are just, leftovers. So we're going to just square this up really nicely. Take this, and this could probably still be a little firmer as I'm cutting it, but it's okay because this is going to be super yummy and super creamy. So cutting these into nice uniform little squares is such a nice way to be able to gift them on a platter or a plate, or put them in little dessert cups and serve them with cookies and other things. So as you can see, I've got this beautiful little square of fudge. I'm gonna go ahead and try this out. This is so amazing. Happy food dance indeed. It is sweet, but it's not that grainy, super grainy kind of fudge that you start feeling the bits of sugar starting to crunch in your teeth. This is smooth, so good, decadent. It's amazing. Now, you know we added just a little bit of the Sonya Sweet and Spicy in there. It is not so overwhelming. It is a really beautiful hint of just a nice little nutty flavor. It does not overwhelm it. Of course, you can actually add more if you want. And like I mentioned, if you wanted to add toasted walnuts or toasted pecans, if you wanted to chop up the jalapenos and mix it in right before you pour it into the pan, then that's another option. If you really want it spicy, and if you really want to go that extra mile, preheat some bacon, get that all crunchy, and chopped up, and add that, and you can have a jalapeno bacon fudge, which is also pretty amazing. But I have a lot of cooking to do before the holiday here, so I wanted to just show you this super quick, super easy, an amazing, decadent, flavorful, sweet, spicy fudge that is going to be the talk of all of your family, friends, and guests this holiday season. Now, don't forget that we are on Facebook, facebook.com/Sonya Sweet and Spicy, and of course, Instagram, instagram.com/Sonya Sweet and Spicy. We have our 8-ounce, and we also have our original 16-ounce. Each jar, when it ships out from us, you get a recipe suggestion card, which shows you not only ideas that you can use at a glance, and we have so many other recipes here on my channel, but you can get these at a variety of different retailers. We have about 30 retailers now that you can purchase from, or give us a call. You know, we love to have you purchase from anyone that's close to you, because that knows that I'm doing my job here on my food channel to let you know who is carrying the product. If you need something in a hurry, give us a call on the phone, or send me a quick note. I always respond to all the comments, and we are always picking up the phone here at Sonya's Sweet and Spicy. Would love for you to try this fudge recipe and let me know what you think. If you've added marshmallows to it or toasted nuts, and like I said, if you've added toasted nuts from my nut recipe, which I will put right here, then chopping those up and adding it to this is that extra bit of spice with that super amazing flavor. So there you have it. Have a great holiday, everyone. I hope you are safe and well, and that you're enjoying family and friends, and we will talk with you next time. Take care. Bye. I'm gonna finish the rest of this myself. Bye.